Okay, so the AI arena just got a major new contender. Google has just dropped its long-awaited Gemma 4 family of models, and wow, the claims they're making are bold. They've basically introduced a whole new generation of open models that are designed to pack a heavyweight punch in a surprisingly lightweight frame. This quote from the Gemma team, it gets right to the heart of what this is all about. This isn't just about answering your questions anymore. See, agentic means these models are built to do things, to handle really complex, multi-step tasks. We're talking planning an entire trip, booking the flights, and then adding it all to your calendar, all from one single request. They're designed to be your agent, to act for you, not just chat with you. And here's where it gets really wild. This isn't some abstract benchmark. This is an ELO score. It's based on a simple question. Which model's answer do actual humans like more? Now think of parameters as just raw brain power. Gemma 4, with only 31 billion parameters, is scoring pretty much identically to models from Qwen and GLM that have over 300 billion. That's 10 times the size for the same human-rated quality. That's insane. All right, so who is this new challenger, really? Let's pop the hood and meet the different models in the Gemma 4 family. It's a family of 4, and each one has a very specific job. You've got these two tiny little guys, the E2B and E4B, built to be super efficient on your phone or smart devices. They're what's called dense models, meaning they use their whole brain for every task. Then you have the big brothers, a super fast 26 billion parameter model, and the top dog, the 31 billion model, which is all about pure quality and reasoning on your main machine. So that 26B model, it's using this really clever trick called mixture of experts. Instead of firing up all 26 billion parameters for every single thought, it only activates a small, relevant chunk, about 3.8 billion. Just think of it like having a huge team of specialists, but instead of everyone shouting at once, only the right expert for that specific job steps forward. The result? You get incredible speed. And listen, this next part is a huge deal. The older Gemma models got some heat for not being truly open source. Well, Google heard that loud and clear. Gemma 4 is released under the Apache 2.0 license, and that's one of the most permissive open licenses you can get. It means no weird commercial limits, no tricky fine print. It is fully open for everyone. So now that it's truly open, what does that mean? It means anyone can put it to the test. So that's exactly what we're going to do. It's time for the trial by fire. Let's see if this thing can actually back up all the talk. First up, a vision test. We gave the 26B mixture of experts model, the fast one, remember, nothing but this simple hand-drawn sketch of a website. That's it. And the only instruction we gave it was, build this. And honestly, the result was jaw-dropping. It didn't just replicate the layout. It created this clean, professional-looking site, added these really impressive hover effects, and even built a functional, animated live inference simulation right on the page. And get this, in a totally surprising twist, the smaller, faster model actually made a better-looking website than its bigger 31B brother. Go figure. Okay, for the next test, we decided to push it a bit. It first generated this simple but really cool 3D subway scene. We were so impressed, we just gave it a follow-up prompt. Okay, now turn this into a simple first-person shooter game. And this is where you see a flash of something, well, something like creativity. The 31B model didn't just add enemies. It added a weapon with this really cool recoil animation that just felt right. It even made the enemies spawn infinitely. I mean, this wasn't just ticking boxes on a prompt. It felt like it had some genuine design flair. All right, for our last test, we decided to give it a real challenge, another vision test. We showed it this super complex Arduino circuit diagram and just asked it to identify all the specific components. And, well, this is where it stumbled a bit. It nailed the big, obvious stuff, like the Arduino board and the breadboard, no problem. But it really struggled with the specifics. It failed to name the exact model of the motor, and it got the driver board wrong. It even missed the 2 sound sensors completely on its first try. We actually had to ask it again before it even saw them. All right, so after putting it through its paces, what's the final verdict? How does Gemma 4 really stack up against its biggest rival in the open source ring, Alibaba's Qwen 3.5? When you put them side by side, it's really a classic trade-off, right? They're both heavyweights, but they fight in different styles. Gemma 4 is the champion of true open licensing and on-device power. Qwen 3.5, on the other hand, still wears the crown for its absolutely massive context window, its ability to remember huge amounts of information, and its slight edge and raw reasoning power.
So let's zoom out. Beyond all the scores and the feature lists, what does all this actually mean? Where does Gemma 4 fit into the AI world, and why is this release such a big deal?
You're going to want to pick Gemma 4 if you're doing a few specific things. First, if you're building an app for a phone and you need powerful AI that doesn't rely on the cloud, this is your guy. If you're a big company that needs a truly open license backed by Google security, it's a no-brainer. And if you're building those complex AI agents we talked about, or if privacy is your absolute top priority, running a model entirely on your own hardware is really the only way to go. And you know what? Maybe the most important feature of all is just how ridiculously easy it is for developers to get started. If you have a tool like Ollama, you can be up and running with a powerful, state-of-the-art model on your own machine with a single command. That's it. That kind of accessibility is a total game changer for the entire community. You know, the arrival of Gemma 4 really forces you to step back and ask a bigger question. For a long time, the race seemed to be about building one single, giant AI to rule them all. But maybe that's not the future. Perhaps the real revolution is going to come from a vibrant ecosystem of specialized, efficient, and truly open models, each one a champion in its own weight class.